like that is, do you remember a couple, again, jokesters or pranksters? Obviously you guys are young men, you guys are friends, you guys sometimes, like you said, may not love each other, may not like each other, but it's football is pretty crazy. We're bringing, 50 plus people together, but I always know that there's always some fun people that are there and always some fun memories. Do you have one or two?
There were several. Darren Nelson was a prankster. Chris Dolman tried to be a jokester. We would always tell Chris Dolman, shut up, Chris. You don't know what you're talking about. Chris Dolman was one of the few players that I knew that knew something about everything. Hey, Chris, you don't know anything about that. So just shut up and go sit somewhere. I tell you who was the biggest practical joke on the team? Bud Grant. Bud would always have something going on. Ahmad Rashad. Ricky Young almost got me cut because we roomed together for 1 year. Ricky is Walter Payton's uncle. Okay. So Ricky is a practical joker. He stays up all night telling jokes, laughing. I never got to sleep. My year rooming with Ricky was the worst year that I had with the Vikings because I never got to sleep on, Saturday night before the game because he's always up cracking jokes. But I will share this last story. And it's a joke on me. My first year of training camp with the Vikings, the first preseason game, my wife had the van because we had a child back then. So I said, hey, don't worry about it. I get a ride back to the cities with somebody from training camp. Well, I had a very good friend. His name was Chuck Goodrum. He was an offensive guard that went to Florida A&M. And Chuck was one of those CZ veterans. He said, come on home, boy. I'll take care of you. We're going to ride back with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller. Nobody told me about riding back with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller. When Bud said that we were free to go from Mankato back to Burnsville, where we lived, we got from Mankato to Burnsville in 27 minutes.
Whoa.
So we had a preseason game. So after we got home, my knuckles were white. I was flushed in the face. And my wife said, what is wrong? I said, I rode back with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller. So after I went in the room and changed my underwear, we drove to the stadium and Bud said, what's wrong? I had a worse pregame. Guys were saying, Touch, what's going on? I said, I rode back with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller. And they all fell out laughing because everybody knew you never get in a car with Jim Marshall and Carl Eller because those two are crazy. They are crazy. Jim Marshall is the only man that I know that has 9 lives. He swallowed on a grape. He got lost in a snowstorm. He got his jugular vein cut. Was pronounced dead in a car accident. It fell from, out in Bloomington from a hang glider. So I said, Jim, I know you only got 1 or 2 lives left. I don't want mine to be tested with you. So Jim Marshall was an amazing captain, and there's no doubt about it that he, Chuck Foreman, and a few others deserve to be in Pro Football Hall of Fame.
100%.